Hi everybody, Karen Roby here with Danny Palmer from ZDNet. We're talking today about a cloud flaw that could have potentially put many gamers' accounts in jeopardy. There's many moving parts to this here, Danny, but we're going to have you break it down for us. Just talk about, what went wrong and who was at risk.
Well, this vulnerability or chain of vulnerabilities, as it is described by the researchers at Checkpoint and CyberInt, who jointly discover it, affects the Origin platform from Electronic Arts, which is used by people who play games on PC to play some of the most popular games in the world. Games like FIFA, Apex Legends, the Madden series, Battlefield. Lots of players. I mean, there's tens of millions of people who play these games. So tens of millions of people who have Origin accounts. Researchers found that there were vulnerabilities in how the cloud, which helps run this, was set up, and they were able to hijack old subdomains to basically, if they really wanted to, if a malicious hacker had found this, take over entire accounts. They could have registered fake or old domains which were disused, set up their own Azure cloud server to run them from, and with the help of phishing links, try and encourage users to sign into their accounts, which would give the attackers full-on access to their Origin accounts with all the details in there. I mean, it might sound trivial when you say, oh, some people might think, oh, it's just some games. But you've got to bear in mind that these accounts have a lot of personal data within them. They have names, dates of birth, location, obviously payment card details as well. And so it's quite a big treasure trove of personal data for attackers to get their hands on. The researchers disclosed this vulnerability to Electronic Arts, and Electronic Arts have now closed the vulnerability. But I guess it's a good thing that researchers found this before malicious hackers did.
Yeah, most certainly. We could have had some bad actors out there that would have taken advantage of that loophole, jumped right in, and no telling what they could have done. So Danny, talk about, as you mentioned, tens of millions of people out there play games. They have these accounts online. So what do they need to do? Again, nothing happened this time, but certainly could have and will in the future. So what can people do to protect themselves?
Well, one of the main ways this attack would have worked, if it could have been successful, would have been attackers sending phishing messages to users, be it via the Origin platform itself or social media, offering people saying, "Hey, check out this free game," or "I've got some in-game item for you to sort of give you for free." People, some very nice people might do that, but it's very unlikely. I guess there's no such thing as a free lunch, and if someone you don't know offers to send you something for free on one of these platforms, I'd be highly skeptical of it. Another way you can help secure your account is via using two-factor authentication. Origin has a two-factor authentication application. So does Steam, one of the other massive gaming clients. If you do this, it really helps keep attackers out of the account, because even if someone does somehow get their hands on your username and password, or simply guesses it, you do have the extra barrier, because you'll get an alert on your email or your mobile phone saying, "Hey, did you try to log in here?" And while some might see that as a bit of a barrier to getting quick access to their own accounts, I'd say it's better to spend 10 seconds extra logging into your account than having that account fall into the hands of attackers. Because with the account takeover, not only could it risk your personal data going into the hands of these attackers, I mean, who knows what they could have done with it. That information could have ended up sold, used for fraud, and people could have been. So it's much more dangerous than people being locked out of their accounts and not being able to play their games.
Yeah, and Danny, we are hearing more of these type of things. Obviously, as the cloud, we're still learning how to I think, companies to best use the cloud and some of the things that might pop up that they didn't plan for. So does this say anything for what companies need to do with personal data and these accounts going forward?
I think there's one lesson here, is that organizations need to be paying attention to how they're using their cloud functionalities. Because when organizations use big cloud platforms like AWS, like Microsoft, like Google, I guess there's a idea that, oh no, these guys will take care of it all for us. But you've still got to be checking out your own applications, your own setup. I mean, in this case, some old domains which were previously used by EA, but they changed to a different title, a different name for I guess their own reasons. These domains were found to still be active. So I guess in this case, if those old subdomains had been shut down, or the instruction being told been left to, don't let these activate, that could have saved that being an issue here. So I guess the message is, even if you do outsource your infrastructure to a cloud provider, it's always best to be keeping an eye on it yourself, because who knows what could go on there. Just because it's the cloud, it doesn't mean that you can wipe your hands of the problem.
Yeah, absolutely. So whether you're the companies using them or the customers on the other side, we can't always trust that somebody else is protecting our information for us. So got to stay on our toes. All right, Danny, we thank you so much for this. And Danny's full article can be found here on ZDNet.